I'm here in Vernal Heights today and I have a special treat for you. We're gonna show you one of the best homes in the entire neighborhood. This is a neighborhood that's been crowned one of the hottest neighborhoods in all of San Francisco by multiple publications over the years. And this home is truly special. It was done by one of the highest end contractors in the entire city for himself. So we're gonna be talking about some of the things that people do whenever they want what they want and show you some really, really cool little secrets of this home. And also I'm gonna show you around the neighborhood and talk to you about why people wanna live here. I'm back here every Monday at 5 p.m. So I hope to see you back here next week. Now let's go in and meet my friend, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Ruth.
Thank you for having us today.
It's my pleasure.
So this is your home.
This is my home.
So Aaron is one of the top contractors in the entire city.
Thank you.
He did this home for himself. It's stunning.
Thank you.
One of my favorite things is actually this door here. Do you want to show us how it opens?
Sure. It's a steel door. It's called a bifold. They're expensive. This one is a simple design where it's manual, where some others are more difficult, but it slides completely open.
So this is, you said, bronze Riviera?
Riviera bronze.
Riviera bronze.
Yeah.
Is that $50,000?
So we're about $50,000 for this one opening, correct.
And this is super cool.
Oops.
And a little loud. We're not judging. Let's get some WD-40. So this is really cool, right? You can sit up here, assuming I'm gonna sit next to you.
Yeah.
And then I can order myself a drink.
Yeah, the idea was to make the inside and the outside all one and be able to hang out outside and feel like the inside and the outside is one big space.
Which is amazing because with my clients, one of the things that they're looking for all the time, I'm sure you hear this from your clients too.
Indoor, outdoor.
Indoor, outdoor.
Yeah.
And on this level is like the most valuable indoor, outdoor, to be able to walk right from the kitchen into the yard.
Yeah.
Flat. You're not
Yes.
walking downstairs, you're not walking onto a deck and then into the yard. You're walking right out into a flat backyard. So that's something that's going to like inch the price up. And Vernal Heights, one of the nice things is, you know, I actually wore this big sweater today because I thought it was gonna be cold and I'm like sweating like crazy. It's hot. And the weather's like pretty much always good here, right?
It's one of the better areas of San Francisco for weather.
That's awesome. And then we've got this fire pit over here.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And so this probably puts out some heat.
300,000 BTU.
Do you have a lot of parties back here?
We do, you know, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got indoor, outdoor, fire pit, and then there's a nice landscape place behind us, and then a kitchen. So you've got double kitchens.
It's not a full kitchen, it's just a barbecue and a sink, but it's pretty nice. It's utilitarian, it works for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you can do your grilling, then you can do some cooking inside.
Yeah.
And let's see this kitchen because it's pretty dope. So this, I don't see this countertop ever.
Slate is a very difficult material to get now. It was more common back when we did it. But one of the beauties behind this type of material is that it patinas and you can scratch it and literally take some water and wipe it and the scratches go away. I mean, the actual scratch exists, but it doesn't show. And it's easy to polish and it's easy to bring back. So once every couple of years, we'll hone it and bring it back to that bright, black, shiny material.
It's gorgeous because it reminds me like almost like of a gunmetal that you'd see like around a fireplace or something like that.
Yeah.
And for a second, I thought it was soapstone. The thing I don't like about soapstone is that it's a lot of times it's like very green.
Yeah.
And then you have to oil it, right? So,
yeah, it's very soft. Slate's soft as well, but not quite as soft, and it ages better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got all kinds. So this is a La Cornue range. This is one of the more expensive ranges that you can buy out of France.
Yeah.
And we've got fire clay tile back here. One of my dreams that I don't have is the steam oven right here, which Aaron, I think you were telling me that your wife said she didn't need it and then later she needed it.
Yes, that is a correct statement. I fought against it.
And he's still married, which is
Yes.
why he has the steam oven.
That is 100% accurate.
So the steam oven, you guys probably don't know this about me, but I used to sell appliances out of college, and it's awesome because you can do like layers of like fish, and then underneath that you could do the vegetables and then rice like all at once. So like one meal right in the oven, which, you know, it has to be plumbed, so it's pretty sophisticated to install.
Yeah, it's just water and power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a pantry, which we don't see a lot in San Francisco. So over here, a walk-in pantry that I can like actually walk into, right? With my Instapot, my Vitamix, right? KitchenAid mixers, everything your little heart desires for.
Broom closet back there, which
Yes.
is nice.
Yes. So, you know, the thing I love about this house is that it's not big, but it's very efficient. So, and that's probably because you've built hundreds of homes. And so over the years, you've been able to refine like, okay, what are all the things that I didn't get to put in homes that now I can put in mine?
And I only have one kid, so we don't need a big house.
Yeah.
Yeah. The glass behind the cabinets is a cool feature. Those are windows. So it lets a lot of light in from this side, and it makes the cabinets kind of interesting.
Yes, they're beautiful. And we were looking at some of this glass is leaded glass, right?
Yeah, it's all wavy glass from old Victorian windows that we took and reshaped and leaded into the opening.
It's very, very nice. So.
But I have only reasons. Keep you closer tonight when the sun goes down.
All right, so we got to see the indoor-outdoor kitchen. We are gonna see in a minute, we're gonna see one of the coolest bedrooms that you guys have ever seen in your life, which you haven't seen yet. Before we do that, I wanna talk a little bit about construction and how much construction costs and how you guys can get the best deal. This is not bringing Aaron business right now since he's a contractor, but the best deal by buying something that's already done. And I tell my clients a lot of times, like, the best way to get the best house is to buy it from someone like you.
That's a fact. When you buy it from a high-end general contractor, there's not a lot of ROI when it comes to general contractors building from themselves when they build their dream home.
Or even just like a tech person that has a lot of money that wanted to build what they wanted, which I think a lot of times I see these homes. I saw one the other day on Marina Boulevard, and the client had bought it. It was actually a decorator showcase house.
Oh, bad, yeah.
They had bought it and redid the whole thing. I think they spent like $3 or $4 million on it, and they never moved in, but they thought it was going to be their forever home, and they just went. I mean, it had lacquer walls, like beautiful lacquer walls.
Yeah.
Like just really, really gorgeous. And they ended up losing like, I think $2 or $3 million in the sale. So buying something, like if you're building it for yourself right now in the now, it's gonna cost a lot more than if you built it a while back.
That is true, yeah. So this house cost me about 1,000 a square foot to build in 2017. It would probably be closer to 2,000 a square foot today with all the high-end finishes and, the waterproofing. And, I went overboard with the siding. It's all solid cedar versus finger jointed cedar, and every material and all the finishes are, spec'd by me and on the higher end.
Right.
So it's 2,000 a square foot to build at the very highest end these days. And, a house like this, 2,300 square feet would be over $5 million today to build, plus the lot, so you're 6, 7, plus architect and all that other stuff, where, I don't know what this house is worth today, 3.5 maybe? So.
Well, you guys tell us.
Right, when you do the comps,
Yes.
it's probably in the 3.5.
Yeah.
For the right person, I might get more, but.
Right. But it's easy to overbuild when you the finishes and you want what you want, and you're doing it for yourself, and so that can be.
Yeah. When people call me and say, "Hey, I want to do an addition," I say, "Sell your house and buy something with an addition, or sell and buy a bigger house." Unless that house is special to you, it's a family heirloom, or it's the perfect location and it's your forever home, then I say, okay, let's have some fun. But otherwise, if the house isn't your dream home in your dream location, you're better off buying a house that's already been done.
All right, let's see some more of this one. So we've got this massive dining table. This is a live oak edge,
Yeah.
right? You probably
Walnut.
picked this up out of a forest somewhere.
We went to Gilroy to pick slabs. We had to actually buy 2 slabs and put them together because it's hard to find a walnut table this big.
It's gorgeous.
So we had it fabricated.
And then we have a Sub-Zero wine.
Wine fridge and
Did you drink all this wine? Where's all the wine?
We, you know, we're trying to keep it keep it empty these days.
Smart man.
Yeah, these are great. The pull-out fridge, especially if you have children, young children, they can come and grab their own stuff. We used to keep glasses down here for our son, so he can come get his little glass and then come get his drink.
Love that.
Which I always thought was really cool. I didn't think this would be that useful until we got it. And you know, these fridges, even though it's a 30-inch and it's a big fridge, they're not that deep.
Right.
And when you have all the drinks somewhere else, you have a lot more space for stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I love these.
Yeah.
Little
hanging
sky chairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can swing.
Yeah.
So nice. Nice use of space. All right, so we've got the sky chairs and then so nice living room. Built-ins over here. This is gorgeous. This quarter sawn oak.
Quarter sawn oak, fumed oak, quarter sawn and fumed oak. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Did a big AV system, speakers throughout, and all.
So Savant.
Savant, yeah.
Tell us about Savant.
Well, I believe that Savant is the best of the control systems. It's the simplest. It's kind of like your iPhone, right? It just works. It's simple. You turn it on, it works. We have cameras, we have audio, we have TV, we've got alarm and garage door, front door. All of those things are all integrated into one app, so I don't need other remote controls. I can do everything from my phone.
I have
lighting.
to say, this is one of the things, like I can guess, and I'll probably guess low, what it costs you to do a Savant system. And like, I just sold a house with a Savant system and it just goes over the buyer's heads. Like they're just like, oh, whatever, like as if it's nothing, but it's like $100,000.
Well, Savant in and of itself is not expensive. It's all of the other gear, the TVs, the stereos,
Got
the
it.
amplifiers, the cameras, all of the integration that goes into it, but more like 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Thousand.
all of the
300,000.
300,000. Okay, that's what I was like. I'm gonna guess low. I was like,
300,000. Yeah. So generally, our clients are spending in the 300,000 to 500,000 on their AV system.
Wow.
Yeah. And again, bigger houses, it goes way up.
Yeah.
But when you're being able to control front doors, you can walk up to your front door with your phone in your pocket, and the door automatically unlocks. There's pretty nice things that you can do with these systems that allow you a lot of flexibility.
Amazing. So the true smart home. And then
Yeah.
we've got a nice office here
Yeah.
with the control center.
Yes.
I love the control center. I need one of these screens. This is amazing. And, oh, you turn it on. And a little extra sleeping quarters for
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah, a little guest room / office.
Beautiful.
Again,
Okay.
we built this exactly for us.
Yes.
And ROI was not an important factor when designing this house.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go show the bedroom I was talking about. Oh wait, first we gotta see this powder room because I love this wallpaper in here.
Oh, sure.
Beautiful. I love a powder room that is like decorated or painted, fun, with fun wallpaper, fun tile. This is gorgeous. We're gonna go upstairs and I love the metal working on the stairs.
These newel posts were built by a carpenter in the Excelsior who's been a woodworker for 70 years. Started as a carpenter in Italy doing wine barrels.
Amazing.
Yeah, he has a little home wood shop.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And we have more of these doors.
More steel doors.
I hope you got a buy one, get one free.
I wish that was true.
So this walks out into a hot tub area. And so, got here. And I love that it's so understated.
Yep.
You don't like see this massive hot tub. It's just here. Do you guys use this?
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, you use it more up here than you would if it was in the backyard because, it's kind of a pain to get all the way to the backyard. Where this, I can walk right into my shower after using the hot tub.
Yeah, nice. Well, before we see your shower, which I love, we're gonna see your son's room. And so this is the bedroom I was telling you about. I love, Aaron, you said your son used to like do monkey bars on here?
Yeah, when he was younger, he would swing around, and we set up ropes and swings and a hammock.
So
Now
cool.
that he's older, he's less interested in swinging, but he spent a lot of time swinging from these ropes. We thought he would spend time up on top, but he never goes up there.
So fun.
Yeah.
And then you obviously look overlooking the really beautiful backyard.
Yeah, he's got the best room in the house in terms of view. I'm not sure why we gave it to him, but you know how that goes.
The privileges of an only child.
Yeah. And then there's a loft that goes up. He's got a desk up there. I had a loft growing up, so I really wanted to build a loft in for him.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh, so fun.
And
Oh,
then
you-
we've got a whole half a house of storage behind this door here, which is pretty cool.
Aaron promised this holds me. You said it holds like 750 tons.
It would hold a lot of weight. You could put a truck there and it would stand.
All right, I think it can handle me then.
Yeah.
I don't need a diet for that. Not for that anyway.
Yeah. All the closets lights turn on. I don't know if that's something you care about.
I don't know. Turn on when you open them.
This one's a motion sensor because in a kid's room, you don't. In a kid's room, they never close the door, so if you have a jam switch,
Right.
the light would be always on. So for a kid's room, I like to do motion sensors.
Makes sense.
And then the doors open, the light will turn off.
Yes.
All other rooms have jam switches where the light turns on automatically when you, no, this one's a
Ah,
sensor.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I like that this is, I asked you earlier because I saw the louvers on this door, if this was the laundry, which it's not because you have a laundry room downstairs, but it's plumbed for laundry. Some people like to have laundry on the bedroom level.
Yeah.
So it's nice that there's an option to do that up here.
Yeah, and if at any time we want to add a washer and dryer,
Yeah.
just throw it in.
And then the bathroom for this bedroom. And
Yep.
I have the same tile.
Yeah, it's kind of an ode to San Francisco. The oak
Yeah.
floors, the 2¼ inch wide oak strips, and this tile is an ode to San Francisco. As a San Francisco native, I wanted to keep something in there, and my son wanted a modern bathroom,
Oh, this
which
is fun.
I wasn't really interested in modern for our aesthetic, so I gave him a modern light.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Did you keep any of the butterflies?
I have a few panels downstairs.
So when Aaron bought this house, it was full of butterflies. I'm gonna have to dig up some pictures of it. Like, right? They were just
Yeah,
like floor to
the-
ceiling.
Well, the
Butterfly
kitchen
panels everywhere.
cabinets were
Yes,
all
that was it.
real butterflies behind plexiglass cabinet doors.
We see a lot of really interesting
It's
things.
very bizarre. Yeah. Yes.
That's one of the fun things about my job, the things I get to see. Okay, and then we have the primary suites.
Yeah.
And I love that you did his and her closets, which you usually don't see in a house of this size. Often, when I'm touring with buyers, the wife is saying like, well, I see this is where my closet will be, and honey.
My closet was actually an afterthought. When we framed out the roof, we realized this cavity here for mine would
Oh,
be ample enough for his closet, which, is
yeah.
mostly enough space for me.
Yeah.
But hers is about 25 times bigger, I'd say.
Got it. So the his closet. Occasionally I get the him that gets the bigger closet, but not often.
Not often.
And then the walk-in. for the her closet is here. Got shoes decked out, lots of space for storage, drawers, the whole works. I mean, this is, for San Francisco, this is amazing. Okay. I love this tile. It's so beautiful. What do you call this? Water jet?
It's it's water jet or laser jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. What does this run, about $150 a square foot?
It was a little over 200 a square foot back then, but I got a discount on it
It's
from
beautiful.
Sachs. Yeah.
I priced out tile for a bathroom, and I was trying to tell my husband that a $10,000 floor was worthwhile, but he didn't buy it. I'm like, but it's like art. And then I love that this walks out onto the hot tub, as you mentioned earlier, which is so nice, like right
So-
through the shower.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a hot tub, I started thinking about when I get out, do I want to walk down the hallway?
Right.
And I realized
All
that
wet.
all we have to do is put a door.
Yeah,
It
it's
was-
amazing.
Yeah. This vanity is actually made out of the framing of the house, the old lumber.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the laundry
Wow.
room and the vanity were fabricated out of old Doug fir framing from the old house.
Amazing. Okay, and next up, I have a surprise that you don't normally get in a house of this, actually almost in any house on the lowest level. I'm gonna show you guys that next. Let's go see it.
Keep you closer tonight.
Lots of built-in desk space.
Yeah, we wanted built-ins everywhere. We actually have very little furniture. Because we built everything into the house, we have one dresser and a table and a couch, but there's very little furniture in the home. If anybody can guess the year of this, let me know.
Guess in the comments below. Well, there's no Salesforce Tower.
No.
There's no Millennium Tower. Well, that would be over here.
Central Freeway on the
Yeah.
water
Oh,
is
yeah.
gone already.
So it's 90s.
I don't know exactly. I haven't figured it out.
The freeway came down in
But
like late 80s,
I
right?
believe the Brannan is getting built currently, which is
Uh-huh.
here, I
Yeah.
believe.
Bay Bridge, so you don't. Oh yeah.
AT&T is not there. Yeah.
Creepy.
We did a curtain here so we could set the kids up while we were partying, and
Oh.
we didn't want to do a wall, so we figured that if we did a curtain, we could ignore our children and have some fun while they're watching TV when they were much younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Very smart.
Yeah. Now we don't really use it.
Because they ignore you while they play video games.
That's right. There's no us ignoring them. Those days are over. I was thrilled when my wife said she wanted the simplest washer and dryer money could buy.
Amazing.
So we got Speed Queens, and there's almost no features.
Nice. So you have a laundry room with a sink, which I feel like is really rare because a lot of times you just get a laundry closet. So this is awesome to be able to have the space and love
And
the floor.
the counter's milled from the original framing in the house as well.
Wow.
We put a motion sensor above the cat litter that turns on a fan, so when the cat goes into the litter box, the fan turns on and it helps.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Okay, and this, one of you guys asked me one time in the comments, or maybe you contacted me and were asking me about garages, and you said you had all these really fancy cars. I don't remember what they were, but they were fancy. And you wanted like a 3 or 4 car garage, and it's very, very hard to find. But here you have at least a 3, maybe a 4 if you're creative, depending on how big your fancy cars are. But this is very rare. A nice big garage, tons of storage, oh my goodness.
If the workbench and the storage came out, it's easily a 4-car garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can see there's some Tesla panels over here. This is gonna store energy, right?
Yep.
And solar
Solar
on
on
the
the
roof.
roof, battery storage.
Amazing.
Yeah. AV is in the closet back here.
Nice.
You can open that up. This is a small system compared to a lot that we do.
I bet. All right, so we will go back upstairs and chat about a couple other things, and then I'll let you get back to your
All right.
life. Tell me about these drawers.
Well, we thought
Landry, get in
we
here.
would do a few drawers in the stairs just for fun. So we created shoe storage in our stairs,
So
which
fun.
was a lot more work than we thought it would be. And they're very shallow, but they do work for small shoes.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a cool feature.
So there you have it. A really, really beautiful house in Vernal. I would say, I wish I could find you a lot of houses like this one, but this is probably the only one.
In Vernal.
Although you did build another house in Vernal that set records a while back.
I
on
did,
Banks.
330 Bank Street.
That's right.
Not quite as nice.
It's a pretty house though.
It's a pretty house. I'm proud of what we built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for letting us come, and I'll go and show you guys a little bit around the neighborhood, and we'll let Aaron get back to his work.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're leaving Aaron's home. That was a fun treat. It was really fun to be able to show you guys that, and I'm walking up to Holly Park, which is just a block and a half away. So this home was situated on the south slope of Vernal. We've done videos in the past about like how complicated Vernal is. There's actually a lot of like neighborhoods within neighborhoods, but overall it's a great neighborhood. The south slope, we were on Richland, which is one block from Crescent, and Crescent is kind of the breaking point for as far south as I typically like to go with clients. It feels very different on the south side of Crescent than on the north side. For a lot of people on the south side, they want to be as close to Cortland Avenue as possible because that's kind of the street where all the restaurants are, great coffee shops. So, you know, people live here for a few reasons. They like the weather. I'm hot. But you can see it's very, very sunny and warm. It's supposed to be winter right now, but it's really, really nice out. They also like the real community vibe here. There's a couple of great parks here, including this one. I'll be honest with you, I have never been in this park before. Today is my first time. So we're gonna go check it out. I know there's some basketball courts here. There's a kids playground here. We're really just 4 blocks from Cortland Avenue, so it's a pretty easy walk up to Cortland, but people definitely value being as close to Cortland as possible. And I have some clients that really like to be on the north side of Cortland, which is gonna hug Vernal Hill, which is at the top of the hill. And up on top of Vernal Hill, I've shown you guys this before, but there's like epic views up there. There's not much else up there. It's a really short little walking path up there. People take their dogs and just really get to breathe in some fresh air, see the skyline. There's a swing up there that's really fun. But here you've got some basketball courts. There's some tennis courts. There's a kids playground behind me. It's actually bigger than I thought. I read, oh, it's really nice views up here too. Wow, it's really pretty. I mean, just a little bit of a hill and you get all of these views. You have the bay in front of us. Really nice. And up here is supposed to be one of the biggest dog parks in all of San Francisco, according to Google. That's what I read. So let's check it out. Oh, this is not the dog park. Oops. But there is a dog park here somewhere. This is a baseball field, I think, right, Landry? Yeah, baseball field. You can tell I'm not a baseball player. I'm like, is it a baseball field? Oh, well, she does have her dog there, but it says right here, no dogs on the athletic field. Oops. Let's walk around and see if we can get, there's a dog. He probably knows where the dog park is. Let's see if we can get to Cortland Avenue. So while we're walking, let me tell you a little bit about the cost of living here. So that house that I showed you, I think Aaron mentioned that the comps might show it around 3.5 million. I think he's probably right about that. I haven't looked at them recently, but the majority of homes in Vernal are gonna sell, you know, between, you can find something for 1.5 that needs a lot of work and is not that nice. Most of them are going to be like between 2.2 and 2.8-ish. That's a really good budget for Bernal. You do see some homes sell occasionally in the 4s and 5s. Very, very rare to see something past 5, though it has happened a few times in Bernal. It's not super, super common. In terms of architecture, you're going to see a wide variety of Victorians, Edwardians, but most of the homes here, what keeps them in that price point is they're a little bit smaller. So this can be a great neighborhood for somebody who was looking in Noe and couldn't quite afford it, looking in Glen Park and couldn't quite afford it. It's a little bit more affordable than those two neighborhoods. And the other reason that people are attracted to Bernal is it has a really good proximity to the freeway. So a lot of clients that we work with that live here, they work in tech in the South Bay and need to get down there. It's not too hard to get to downtown from here either, though it would be easier to get there from the north slope of Bernal, which is on the other side of us, because that's going to be, you'll actually have some public transit options with, you could walk to the BART in order to get downtown, which would make it a lot faster. I would say the public transit in Bernal itself, it's okay. You've got some buses and stuff that run through, but that's about it. All right, so we're exiting the park. We're on Bocana, and we're gonna walk up to Cortland. So as you can see, it's a really walkable neighborhood. There are some hills here. This street that I'm walking on right now, I would say this is wide for Bernal. There's a lot of very tight streets in Bernal, and you will hear some people, I have some clients that don't like that aspect of Bernal. Sometimes when you're driving up one of these hills, you think it should be a one-way street, but it's not. I always have to kind of hold my breath, and you're like pulling off to the side to let cars go by. So that can be a little bit uncomfortable if you live on one of those streets. But it's very block by block, and there's really, really great quality of life here. Really nice community. I think part of when they rank it as one of the #1 neighborhoods in San Francisco, a lot of it is about that community vibe where people are really looking out for their neighbors and really, like I had a friend who lived here, and she was telling me that, her kids would just be kind of, they were never sure where they were. They were just like at various houses around the neighborhood and just, hanging out and having fun, and it felt very safe and so that they could run around and do their thing. Up here is Alvarado Meats, which is supposed to be some really good meats. There's a coffee shop up there as well. And then as we go down, this is not like a massive strip, but it seems to be enough for most people. A lot of people really, really like this strip. Coming up here in front of me is Progressive Grounds, which is one of the popular coffee shops. They have a really cute outdoor garden in the back. It's a great place to just like sit with some friends. They also have some little bites. I think they serve some Mediterranean food and just a bunch of different foods and salads there as well. As you can see, we have a bus that goes right through here. So another thing that's really close by to Bernal, well, it's in Bernal actually. If we walked all the way down, which we're not going to today, but if we walked all the way down and took a right down here, at the very end of Bernal, there's this big farmers market that happens every weekend. I think it's one of the bigger farmers markets in the city. So if you live here, being able to pop down there and get some fresh vegetables and all kinds of fresh culinary delights is really, really nice. There's a grocery store that we're gonna come across here that's called Good Life, and it's all female owned and operated. I think they have another one in Potrero as well. And so it's a great place to grab groceries. Expensive, all these like little tiny grocery shops, they're always a little pricier than, okay, here's Good Life. So really cute little grocery store. So there is another grocery store. It's not in Bernal. I wouldn't say it's walkable to here, but if you wanted to pick up some of your larger grocery runs, there's a Safeway. It's my least favorite Safeway in the city, but there's a Safeway back on Mission. So you could go there or not. There's a great little community library here and a community center across the street. And behind the library, there's also a little playground. So I don't think it happens here anymore, but when my kids were little, I used to take them to the community center. There's this guy named Enzo. Is he still around? Tell me in the comments below. My kids are way too old for Enzo, but he was a hoot. So he would do these music classes and all the families would gather, and you know, you play your little shakers and stuff. So yeah, this is a park over here behind the library. So it's just this very, you know, it's a great, like you could just wander around and just like meet all kinds of parents and families, and it's nice. So there's a couple of really good restaurants. Vega is a favorite and a crowd pleaser. There's also Third Cousins, which I think has a Michelin star. It's not one of my favorite Michelin stars, but it's a nice place if you want to stay in the neighborhood and have a nice dinner. There's a sushi place across the street. There's a Tibetan place down here a little bit. So as you can see, there's a lot of great little restaurants and things to choose from. And that pretty much wraps up the strip. So again, Bernal Hill is that direction about 2 blocks. And so when I mentioned that people, a lot of times they want to be north of Cortland, that's going to be this whole area up here. And you can see like there's a lot of like little tree-lined streets, like it's quite beautiful. And as you get up the hill, you do get some views depending on the house, which is really, really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Bernal. If you want to check out another house that I did a tour of at a slightly higher price point, check out this video right here. And if you have any questions or you want to go in depth on your neighborhood search, my team and I have helped over 1,000 families move to or within San Francisco, and we'd love to help you out in any way that you need. You can contact us in any of the ways down below.